Good day everyone, welcome to another video for Certified Math Majors channel. Now today we're going to learn a technique on how to factor quartic polynomials. Now let's consider this example. This quartic polynomial here, 5x to the fourth minus 26x cubed minus 11x squared minus 10x plus 6. Now in factoring a quartic polynomial, we have to consider the x to the fourth term, the x squared term, and then the constant. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to dismantle the x to the fourth term into two factors. So, factors of 5 is just 5 and 1. So, this could be 5x to the 5x squared, and of course the other one is x squared, because when you multiply 5x squared times x squared, that gives you 5x to the fourth. Next, we need to factor out 11x squared in such a way that when we multiply the product and multiply and add this and add the product to the product of this 5x squared and whatever factor it is of 6 that we chose, and x squared, and then another factor of 6 that we choose, we have to come up with negatives 26x cubed. But we don't know those two numbers yet, so let's just have it as a x and b x. Now, for the factors of 6, we need two factors. Now, there are several factors of 6. We can have 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 1 and 6, and 6 and 1. The arrangement here matters because, as I said earlier, you have to get negative 26, which is the coefficient of x cubed, by multiplying this plus the product of this two and the product of this one. So that means we need to choose a combination of our factors of 6. And this is where we do the trial and error. Now let's just try to have 3 and 2. So after this, we just double cross, because we have this and that, then this one, and also this one. So now you multiply 5x squared times bx, you have 5bx cubed. And x squared times ax, you have ax cubed. Now notice that 5bx cubed and ax cubed, this represents the coefficient of x cubed. That means these two, the 5b and the a, should equal to negative 26. So we have a plus 5b equals negative 26. Then on the other side, we have a x times 2. This becomes 2ax, and bx times 3, that's 3bx. Now, these are now the coefficients of x. So this 2, 3a and 3b should be equal to negative 10. So this gives us now 2a plus 3b equals negative 10. So this is now a system of equations. A plus 5b equals negative 26, and 2a plus 3b equals negative 10. So to solve for the values of a and b, that means you have to solve these two systems of equations simultaneously. Now I will not show the solution. The solution of this system is up to you, but when we solve this, we come up with a that is equal to 4, and a b that is equal to negative 6. So that means you now have, for this part, we can now erase the a and the a and the b. We replace it with a, which is 4. So this could be 4x and b could be negative 6x. Now, let's try if we can get the negative 26. So we multiply first 4 times 4x times negative 6x, that gives you negative 24x squared, and then you have this one, 2 times 5x squared, that gives you 10x squared, and then x squared times 3, that gives us 3x squared. So when you add them, negative 24 plus 10 is negative 14 plus 3 is negative 11x squared. We now were able to get the correct coefficient for the x squared term. That means the values of a and b is correct. So now your factor is, you have 5x squared, that's positive 4x, and then plus 3 times the other one, you have x squared. This is negative 6x plus 2. That is your answer to this one. Now, take note, we factor when we can no longer factor out 5x squared plus 4x plus 3. We can no longer factor out x squared minus 6x plus 2. Now, it seems to have two factors here. Algebraically, there's no way for us to be able to get the other two factors, because the other two factors are no longer have real number roots. But technically, they should have four factors, but we limit ourselves in this process. We limit ourselves to the real factors, or the integer factors of the given quartic polynomial. So we have this factor here. Next example, you have x to the fourth minus 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 16x plus 15. Factor out x to the fourth, it's just x to the fourth and x to the fourth. Next, for the x squared, we have ax. This is not x to the fourth, sorry. We have x squared, x squared. This is x squared. And then for the 12x squared, you have ax, bx. And then factors of 15, there are several factors of 15. Do trial and error. Probably we could try 3 and 5. But if this does not work, then we need to change the arrangement of the factors, or probably change all the factors. Next, let's do the double cross. This one, that gives you b x cubed, and this one, that's a x cubed. These are all the coefficients of x cubed, so this has to be equal to negative 4. So you have a plus b equals negative 4. Then do this one here. You have 5x. Then do this one, 3bx. These are all coefficients of x. So this has to be equal to negative 16. So we will now have 5a plus 3b equals negative 16. So again, you now have a system of equations for a and b. So we're going to solve for the values of a and b. So again, I'm not going to show the solution, but when you solve this, you'll get a value of a which is equals to negative 2, and a value of b which is equals to negative 2 as well. Then we replace this a to this one, so this becomes negative 2x, and then we replace the b by negative 2, so the bx becomes negative 2x. Now we'll check if we will come up with a coefficient of the x squared term, you have negative 2x times negative 2x is negative 4x squared. Then you multiply this one, 3, and the x squared, that's positive 3x squared. And then lastly, you multiply this one here and the 5. So you now have plus 5x squared. When you check, that will give you an answer of, sorry, this is positive, by the way. This is positive because you have two negatives. Sorry for the wrong sign. So going back, you add 4 plus 3, that's 7, plus 5. This gives you 12x squared, which is the same here. Therefore, your factors are correct. So since we were able to get the correct x squared term using these combinations, that means our factors now will be, you have x squared minus 2x plus 3 times this one, x squared minus 2x plus 5. Each of the two quadratic equations can no longer be factored, so the factors of this quartic polynomial over real numbers is just x squared minus 2x plus 3 times x squared minus 2x plus 5. So that's all for this video. Please subscribe to our channel to be updated on our next succeeding videos. Thank you so much and enjoy learning.